I wish there was a way to record my thoughts. I guess that's what a podcast is, and that's what any recording is, but it's not fast enough. It's not efficient enough. I can have the most brilliant and beautiful, detailed outline of an entire business or relationship, or anything, in a matter of minutes. But when you actually sit down to apply it in real life, it's a monumental task to try and do. And then you actually attempt to do these things, you realize that you're not the only one out there trying to do these things. Everyone is scraping for a piece of the action. And to make matters even muddier, a lot of the people who report success in any given field are a lot of times complete and total hucksters. This is a massive problem that I've seen in a lot of areas in life, and everything I seem to dip my hands into, it's just, I pull back because it's gross, like ick. I tried doing the e-commerce thing, and then once you get into what it takes to actually drive traffic to a website, and you start reaching out to influencers and what an influencer actually is, and then the whole game of social media, and you realize not only are these people unhappy, but they're also complete scams. Like, most of them are complete and utter scams that are conglomerates, not individuals to begin with. And it just leaves a bad taste in your mouth. And it's like, I've spent the last year just really diving in and out of like this giant moral and ethical debate with myself. Like, what do I want my footprint in this world to be? Like, who am I? Who are we? Like, what are we really fucking doing here, guys? Gals? Fucking everyone. Come on now. And it's unfortunate that by taking a moral high road, I alienate myself and back myself into a corner. And now I not have to, but like now basically I'm stuck being an observer. Because I understand that, okay, let me just whittle this down a little bit. Some people would say this is coming from a point of scarcity instead of a point of abundance, but I just call it a point of realism. If you take any given thing that you could possibly succeed at in life, and you look at the pool of people who have already found success in that field, now, you got to subtract the people who are born into it, so like people who inherited their success in that field, people who knew someone to get ahead. There's also, let's see, people who just got lucky, people who've scammed their way in, people who've bought their way in, and then there's a little tiny sliver left over for the people who just want to sit there and work their asses off. And I've seen these people. The entire country is built on people working for these people, and a lot of them are miserable. So that's what I'm left with. It's like, do you want to be successful? Yes. Well, look at all these examples of successful people around you. On the outside, like in paper, yeah, they're great, perfect. That's a model That's a model person that you should try and be. And then you break it open and you actually start seeing how this person spends their time and their money and their relationships, and it's like, I want no part of that. That person's not happy at all. That person's a slave of their own circumstances. There again, I've backed myself into a corner. Drinking some delicious peppermint tea. Helps my tummy, soothes my throat. It's dry out here in California. Holy buckets. We went out into the mountains the other day, not even the mountains, like the foothills, to Pyramid Lake, and it's absolutely stunning out there. Like just rolling hills of apparently match material, because that stuff is one like sneeze away from just, you see the California wildfires and it's like, oh my god, that's appalling and crazy, how can we help this? And then you drive through it and you're like, of course, look at this place. I mean, of course this is gonna happen. You think fire's not gonna eventually happen here? And the moment it does, it's way too damn late. Anyway, it's neither here nor there. Yeah, so the moral high ground, backing myself into a corner. Life's confusing. I'm reading a really good book right now. I've read a lot of really, really, really good life-changing books lately. I realized that if I'm going to spend my time doing something, like I'm at work all day, every day, and most people listen to music, so I was like, well, why can't I do something else? Like I zone out anyway while I work, so why can't I do something else? So I started listening to audiobooks, and I made my way through a lot of the greats. I mean, obviously there's kind of an endless list of the greats, but like Art of War, Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance, I actually got my list. I can just look at it instead of guessing. The Secret, which is great. A lot of self-help books, a lot of e-commerce books, like how to run Shopify, how to Amazon FBA, and like all these different forms of e-commerce platforms. And again, a lot of the people, the fucking YouTube community. All right, I'm not even going to go through the books because I just got an idea again about this shit. The YouTube community surrounding self-help and how to create your own business, shame on you. Utterly just disgusting. How can you just rob people of money like that? Here, let me create this really, really catchy video where I'm going to talk to you really, really fast and give you very vague information and flash all these things in front of you and all these different trigger colors. And like, it's complete and utter, like a psychology break what you're doing to people. And then you get them, you sucker them into going to your website, and then you pay some entry-level fee to get on their little course in which they get you just hooked enough to where you're completely fucking convinced, and then you're like, all right, cool, now what's the answer? Well, that's in the next course. And then you like, you feel bad, but then you bite that, and then they build you back up. It's like the whole beating a hooker, giving her drugs, making her a bath, and then combing her hair. It's like you're punishing these people, and then you're taking care of them afterwards, and then you're punishing them. And by punishing them, I mean you're robbing them and not giving them a single thing. You know exactly what I'm talking about. It's disgusting. But again, I'm just ranting. But again, it's like I wanted to get into that field so bad because I have a lot I can really help people with. I've overcame so much adversity in my life. Just I should be in a lot. I shouldn't say that because I've made every right move to get myself where I am. Life's tough, people. But you know what? We keep on moving. So that, I guess, one of the things I want to talk about is I tried to get into the self-help industry, but I realized it is plagued with just shams, complete and utter shams, and seminars upon seminars of shams that further promote more shams, that get incentives when they, get other people. Oh, you don't like my course? Here, let me tell you about my buddy's course. You're more of a fit for him anyway. You'd really be a better match for his course anyway. And then what you don't realize is that they get a finder's fee every time a referral fee every time you send them somewhere else, and in all the meanwhile, all that guy's going to do when he's unable to help you is pass you off to another person, and he got you to buy his course, and now he's also going to get the referral fee for the next course you buy from the next person. It's awful. It's absolutely awful, and you guys aren't selling anything, or you're not giving people anything. And it sucks because there are people out there who really do have a lot to offer, and it just muddies the water for them. It makes them also seem like hucksters. Like, you guys get no traction because you muddy the water with just incompetent players. But I feel like I could really help a lot of people who are just like me. This is something I learned from Richard Hart. If you're gonna try and save someone in similar shoes to you. That being said, I know what it takes to get someone out of the situation I've been in before, and I know there's a lot of other people in the situations that I've been in. I grew up morbidly obese, addicted to video games. Like, life fucking sucked. It really did for a long time, and it took me a long time to figure out how to actually take care of myself and get myself out of all of that self-hate and just lack of knowledge, lack of awareness. And I know I know I have something to offer other people who are in similar shoes. And I tried writing, well, not tried. I wrote 2 different diet and workout books that were completely geared towards people who hate diets and working out. And I know it works because that's what I did. Was it hard? Yeah. Was I able to do it? Yep. Guess what? That was after failing all the other stuff. So, I mean, I know I have something that's able to work for people like me. And if I'm going to fucking help someone, why not start there? Most people who actually try to help too much. They're spreading 1 piece of butter across 6 pieces of toast, and they're wondering why no one's satisfied, when it's like, you know what? I'd rather affect 20 people 100% than 100 people 20%. So, but anyway, that also got really muddied too once you actually go to write a book and then self-publish, and you realize, oh my god, this entire space is a complete nightmare, and it's just, what do you do? It's almost easier just sitting back and being a cog in the machine, which is, I wonder why most people do it. Like, how do you sit there and just keep risking and risking and risking and risking and never finding any sort of security in life? It's tough in the world we live in. And I find that I have this really weird plateau effect in my life where it happens in a lot of people's life. We were just listening to this Jeffrey Allen, I think is his name. Dr. Jeffrey Allen, and he was talking about how to get over plateaus spiritually and energetically. And I notice with me, it's absolutely bonkers. Just because my gains and falls are unlike, as of the last 3 years, my gains and falls and plateaus are unlike anything I've ever experienced in my life. I went from basically, if I didn't do something then, I would have been dead in a couple weeks from just alcohol poisoning. I went from there and being homeless, sleeping at my job without the permission of anybody, like kind of doing it under the radar. I went from that with no money to, in just about a year, living in LA, married to a spiritual healer who's also a TV personality and a model. And we're both on this mission to not do anything with our lives except have positive impact and leave a good footprint for future generations. Because once you've torn yourself apart and realized what really fucking matters in life, not much. Guess what? I'm gonna die. You are going to die. We are all going to die. That's the one thing we're all promised. We're all dead. So, what do you have that matters? Legacy. Legacy is all that matters. What do you leave behind? What do you give on? And I don't want it to be a stank. I want people to like, I've done enough of that, you know? So yeah, it's life's crazy, people. I think this one's just going to be a shorty today. I just wanted to get my feet wet again with the podcast. I haven't done one in a long time, and that's just because life has been weird. I've been learning so much about myself and expanding my mind so much. I can't even explain it. I've done multiple DMT journeys and LSD and psilocybin mushrooms, and not recreationally at all. Let me tell you, we do these. You go in with a question and you come out with an answer, or you come out with a better question. Um, and it's really got me recoding my mind. That's the best way to put it. What is important? Legacy. How am I going to do that? That's what I'm figuring out. But if I continue to just sit here and soak up and learn and learn and learn, I'll be, again, alienated, stuck in a corner, learning when I could have been actually putting some of that to use and helping people. And as anything else in life goes, the more you do something, the better you get at it. And eventually, you'll be good at it. But if anyone's listening to this, I'd really like you to just go on Twitter to my Twitter page, Powerful Levi B, and or even I'll put a YouTube video up anywhere you can. Just leave me some feedback. I'd like to know that people are in fact listening to these, and it's not just my own clicks that I'm seeing. But anyway, yeah, I'm not going to compel you to hit the subscribe button. I'm just a dude speaking my mind, and I think I want to help people eventually, or I know I want to help people, but I think I'll be able to help people. Working on it. All right, people. As always, I love you. Until next time.